of so what is React.js and where we are using this React.js and which type of applications we can develop using this React.js. So these are the concepts we are covering now. Okay. So here React.js is client-side script. It is nothing but the library of JavaScript. Just 1 second. React.js. It is library of JavaScript. Yes. It is client side script. Fine. So what is library of JavaScript here and what is the meaning of client side script? Actually, in web applications, you want to develop web applications, we are using two types of scriptings there. One is client side script, another one is server side script. Is it clear? Yes. To work with the web applications, we have two types of scriptings. So what is first one? Client side script. Second one is server side script. So now first I will explain you the architecture of web application. If you take any website, yeah. So we have two things here. One is designing and another one is coding like this. Yes, in designing, we can create user interfaces. UIs. Yes, in designing point we are creating that user interfaces. So what is user interface? Nothing but the front page which we are displaying to the end user. User interface, the registration, username, password, retype password, email ID, like that some controls. That is one user interface. So these user interfaces you want to create, we are using the technologies like, okay, so HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So by using these HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, we can design the web pages. So once you design, you want to apply the dynamic functionalities on the controls like text box and button. When user click on the button, you want to perform some action and text box. Okay, so if user enter any text in the text box and click on the button, you want to store in database like that. Some coding point of view we are working. So this coding we have two types. One is client side script, another one is server side script. Yes, yeah. So what is client side script? Okay, so remember this point. Every web application if you take, okay, we have two types of scriptings. First one is client side script, second one is server side script. What is client side script? So which executes in browser. The script which is executing in browser, that script we are calling as client side script. And server side script, if you take here, executes server like that. Is this clear? Yes, fine. Now client side script is executing where? In browser, and server side script is executing in web server. Got it? Yes. So examples for the client side script: JavaScript, React, Angular, etc. All this comes under client side scripts. These client side scripts are executing in browser. So if you develop any website which contains a client side script, so that client side script initially downloading into the browser of client. For example, you created one website. So in that website, home page is there. In that home page, you implemented the client side logics. Now you place that website in the server. I'm user of you. I'm accessing your website by typing the URL address. Then what is happening? So your client side script, entire client side script is downloading into my browser and it is executing in my browser. That is the concept of this. Is it clear? Yes, like that client side scripts are executing in browser and server side scripts are executing in a web server. Okay, so what are the examples for the server side scripts we have? Okay, so server side scripts are nothing but just we have JSP servlets, PHP, ASP, like that. These are all comes under server side scripts. Okay, so our main part is client side coding. Okay, yes, what is client side script and in which point of we are using this client side script, how to work with this, and what type of logics we are implementing with client side script. Those things we need to discuss. Is this clear? Yes. Now if you take this, first of all, client side scripts where we are using, the first, if you take client side scripts, the reason to use to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. That is the first reason to use the client side scripts. What is that? To apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. So React.js is a client side script, not only React.js, Angular, okay. Next one, Vanilla.js, Vue.js, Backbone.js, like that. Different types of extensions are available for this JavaScript. All this comes under client-side scripts. Okay, this client-side scripts main role to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. So by default, all HTML controls are static controls. You want to apply dynamic functionalities on the static controls, then we are taking the support of these client-side scripts. So that is the first point. Is it clear? Yes. So one simple example I will show you, then you will get more clarity in this point of view. So open edit plus. So don't try to understand this program, just see the result of this program. So here I'm saving this file with the name demo.html I have given. Yes. I want to place one image control. So in my desktop, I have images like mango.jpg, that image is there, apple.jpg, like that. So I want to take that img source is equal to apple.jpg width is equal to 100 pixels. I have given like that. So this is a simple HTML image control. I am displaying image apple.jpg and I provided for this image with 100 pixels. Okay. Now if you observe this demo.html file, yes, this is the file which I created. Yes, this is demo.html. Open this. In browser, it displays that apple image. It is loaded in browser, means HTML page, nothing but web page. That's why it is loaded in this browser. Now my requirement is when I click on this apple, I want to convert it as mango.jpg. Yes, yeah. So here, first of all, is this static control or dynamic control? Now this is static control because what are the properties we have given at the time of designing this application, like SRC width. Okay, these properties are fixed. Got it? These properties are fixed. So that's why it is static. Now my requirement is at runtime, I want to change the properties of this control. At runtime, I want to change the properties. If user click on this one, image control, yes, I want to increase width of this image, or I want to change the SRC of this image. What is current SRC apple is there, that SRC I want to change. So then we are taking the support of client-side scripting languages like JavaScript or next level technologies of JavaScript like React. Is this clear? Yes. Now come to this point. So here some code I'm writing. On click is equal JavaScript colon SRC is equal mango.jpc. I have given something. Don't try to understand. Now, when I click on this, it is converted as mango. Now it is not a static control. It is dynamic control, right? So means at runtime, we are able to change the property. So which property? SRC property with the help of JavaScript. Like that, any HTML control, by default, it is static control. You want to apply dynamic functionalities on this HTML control. Yes, you want to apply the dynamic functionalities on this HTML control. Then we are taking the support of this client-side scripts. That's the first point which I told you. Okay, and the next one, why we are using this client-side scripts? Those points we are discussing to validate input controls. And this is common point. Everyone knows this. In validation point of we are using this one to validate input controls. Yes. Yeah. So you want to check like text box is empty or not. Password, retype password, matching or not. Okay. Yes. These type of validations you want to provide. Then we are taking the support of these client-side scripts, right? Yes. So we are using this client-side script to validate the input controls. Next one. Execute some logics in browser. Yes. So here, not only validations point of view, and not only dynamic functionalities point of view. Okay. In browser, you want to execute some logics. That time also we are taking the support of these client-side scripts like that. Okay. So for example, if you take calculator program, right? Yes. So calculator program we can implement in both the client-side script as well as server-side scripts. Now here, what is the benefit if you implement the calculator program in client-side script? Yes. The benefit is nothing but when user is performing any calculations, means if user click on that plus button or minus button like that. So that time what is happening here? Yes. That program is executing in browser. Okay. Means user can easily see the result of this program. If it is server-side script, if you implement the logics using server-side script, then what is happening for every request? Means if user click on plus button or minus button, for every operation, the request is going to the server. There that logic is processing and response is coming back to the browser. So for this entire request and response, it takes some time. So that's why in performance point of view, client-side logics are very faster than server-side logics. Due to that reason only, most of the logics we are implementing using client-side scripts. Next one, to work with Ajax concept. Okay. Yes, Ajax is very important concept for us. So when we are connecting with the API services of server from front-end applications like React application or Angular or JavaScript, etc. So you want to connect with the backend API services. So that time we are taking the support of Ajax. Like that, Ajax main reason is you want to send any request to the server without in that point of we are taking the support of Ajax. Okay, so this Ajax concept we want to work. Then also we are taking the support of this client-side scripts. So these are the main reasons why we are using the client-side scripting languages. Is it clear? So remember this these points, definitely in interviews they will ask you, yes, why we are in this client side scripts. First reason is, first point, to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. Second one, to validate input controls. Next one, to execute some logics in browser. And next one, to work with Ajax. Okay, yes, fine. Now, React.js basic history we are discussing. So what is React.js? Already I told you, React.js is a client-side script. It is library of JavaScript. What is meaning of library? Yes, it is providing set of predefined functionalities. For example, if any task you want to implement in JavaScript, so for that task, we need to write some logics, some lines of coding. Same concept if you take in this React.js. So one library is available for that. Like that, for many concepts, pre-implemented logics are available in the form of libraries. So React.js is the library of JavaScript. The React.js implemented by Jordan 2000, 13. Basic version is released in 2013, and that is 1.0, and current version is something like 18.0.2 is available here. So Jordan Waki implemented this React.js. So what the reason behind this implementation? Actually, he's employee of Facebook organization, and in Facebook chat option is there, right? Chatting option. To work with this charting option, he implemented this React.js. Okay, to implement some functionalities in charting. Okay, to implement some functionalities in charting, he used this. He developed this React.js. Initially, it was okay only for Facebook application they used it. Later, they released it as okay free technology, free software. Then all companies started working with this React.js, like in Instagram and Apple, etc., etc. In these websites, this React.js they use it here. But the first primary reason to implement this React.js is to work with the chart concept of Facebook. Okay. So for that reason, they use it. Actually, by that time in Facebook, chart option is available. But the thing is here, they wanted to extend this chart option with more features. So for that, they wanted to choose their own technology. In that point of view, they developed this React. Is it clear? Yes. Now enter Facebook and Flipkart, Instagram. These all applications contains React logics only. Okay, fine. So that is the reason behind this implementation. Mr. Jordan Waki, employees of Facebook, he implemented this React.js in year 2013 to work with the chart options. Okay, yes. Now you can ask me one question. Sir, we have JavaScript. Okay. What more we have in React compared with JavaScript? Okay, yes. Those points we are going to discuss now. So those are nothing but features of React. Yes. Features of React. Yeah. So what are the features we have? Okay. Those points we're discussing. First of all, React supports single page applications. 1 second, please be on that. React supports single page application. Yes. So here we can also call it as routing. That is nothing but routing concept. What is this routing? what is routing concept? We are discussing that. See, for example, in your website means collection of pages, right? Collection of web pages like home page, about us, contact us. Like that, we have many pages in the website. Yes, fine. Now, here in server, we have many pages. Small diagram I will draw for you. 1 second. Yeah. Now, just let me open edit place. See, this is assume that one web server. In this, we have different web pages like home page, about us, contact us, like yes, this is nothing but home page. This is nothing but about us. This is contact us, like this is browser. Now we are sending a request from server to browser, then home page is loading into your browser. Yes, we are getting on page. And in that home page, we have hyperlinks for about us as well as contact us. When you click on this about us, one more request is going to the server. Okay, yes, this is one more request we are passing to the server, and the response is coming back to the browser. Yes, contact us. One more request is going to the server, and the response is coming back to the browser. Is this clear? Yes, like that. So like that, we have home page, about us, and contact us, like that. Yes. So every time the request is going to the server to access the next page. So it takes some time and increases the traffic on network. So that's why they introduced this single page application concept. So what is the benefit of the single page application? Yes. So in this concept, all these pages, yes, we can call them as components in this React. I will explain you later what is component, everything. So home page is one component, about us is one component, like that. All these components we are creating as one object. That object we are calling as a router object. Yes, yeah. So when user is sending the first request, then enter this object is loading into the user system, means client system, and storing this object, these pages in the browser memory location, cache memory location, like this. Home page, about us, contact us. Now, next time onwards, when user click on the about us, direct that information is coming from the browser. No need to go to the server. Like that, contact us, that information is coming from the browser. Means every time user need not go to the server. So this is very benefit for us to decrease the network traffic, and here immediately user can access the content of this web page. That concept we are calling as single page application. So this single page application is available in React, not only in React, even in Angular also. Okay, this is available for us. So now here it increases the performance of application when we are navigating from one page to another page. So how to work with the single page application, those programs we'll discuss later. So first of all, if you observe this, just I've given a point to you, that is nothing but React.js support that single page application concept. We can call it as routing concept. Okay, that is very, very benefit for us at the time of navigation from one component to another component. So programs will discuss, just we are discussing what are the benefits we have in React.js compared with JavaScript. Is it clear? So because JavaScript is also available to work with the client side logics, why should I choose the React.js? What the reason behind that? So that concept we are discussing now. Next one here, React.js supports many directives. So directives are nothing but here properties. We are calling them as properties. These properties we are using to increase the features of HTML control. By default, HTML control is providing some properties here like width, height, etc. So along with these properties, React is also providing few more properties we can apply on the HTML controls. Okay, so that is next point. Next one, React works based on virtual DOM concept. Yes, React is working based on what is that virtual DOM. Yes, based on the virtual DOM, it is working here. So what is virtual DOM? We will discuss. Before that, you have any doubts? Till now we discussed some points. Okay, based on these points, you have any doubts? So Aditya, Anusha, Harini. Okay, so all of you clear? Surya. Yes. So just we discussed what is client-side script, which type of functionalities we can implement with client-side script, like to apply the dynamic functionalities and HTML controls, validate the input controls, like that we have discussed. And we started what are the features we have in this React.js. Why should we choose that React.js? These concepts. So you want to ask me any questions, either you can type in the chat window or directly you can ask me by using your mic. Okay. Yes, you will get the recording cards. No worries. Okay. Yeah. Now React works with the virtual DOM concept. So overview, I will give you now what is virtual DOM. Okay, later when we start the concepts, we will discuss each and everything. What is single page, how to work with that, and the directives, everything we'll discuss here. So here, yeah. Now, yeah, I told you now you will get the recordings for this. Okay, all classes. Okay, come to this point now. So first of all, a simple observation if you take here. This is one HTML file. This HTML file, you place some tags like paragraph is there and text box is there, like that. These are the tags which you have taken here. Okay, fine. Now when you open this, what is happening? Yes, in the RAM memory location, where in the RAM memory location one object is creating for you. Yes, this object holds the all controls as inner objects. So paragraph is one object and text box is one object, like that. Means according to the elements which we have taken in this HTML file, this object is creating. So we can call it as DOM object. What is that? DOM, document object. So for this HTML document, one object is creating here in memory location. That object we are calling as DOM object. So in this object, enter the controls information available here. So based on this DOM object only, the result is coming in the browser. So this is the browser. Here it displays the paragraph. Okay. Here it displays the paragraph, and here it displays the text box, like. Yes, it is clear. Yeah. So like that, it is DOM object. Now, if you modify any content in this DOM here, okay, 1 second. Yeah. So this is our HTML page, and this is RAM, and in this RAM, this is the object which we have, and this is the browser. Based on the controls of this HTML page, like if you take here any controls like div tag is there and text box is there, like that. Based on that, this object is creating for us, and it also maintains the information of this controls as inner objects, and accordingly the output is coming here, okay, like this. Now if you modify any control, then what is happening? Yes, this DOM is every time recreating with the modifications, and it is binding again. Yes, every time what is happening, DOM is recreating and it is binding here. That is the concept of this. So it is time taking process. Every time you want to recreate the DOM, it is time taking process. Is it clear? Yes. So that's why what should we do here? So React is coming with new concept, that is virtual DOM concept. Okay, now here virtual DOM concept. What is virtual DOM here? It is nothing but one more object it is creating here, like this. Yes, it is duplicate object of this original object. Now this object is looking the updates of this browser. What are the updates you are performing? Those updates it is looking here, and those updates it is applying on this original DOM. Means instead of recreating the DOM again and again, only the control which is modified in the browser, that control is updating in this original DOM. So that is the responsibility of virtual DOM. So virtual DOM, what is the job of this virtual DOM here? Yes, what are the updates we are performing on this original DOM? Those updates it is updating in this, sorry, what are the updates we are performing on the browser? Those updates it is updating in the original DOM. If there is no virtual DOM, then how the updates are affecting on the original DOM? Every time the DOM is recreating, means old DOM is deleting and new DOM is creating with the modifications. For this process, it takes some time. That's why React is coming with this virtual DOM object concept. The main role of virtual DOM is instead of recreating the original DOM, only the patch updates, okay, where the updates are performed here, those updates will apply on this original DOM. That is the responsibility of this virtual DOM. So due to this virtual DOM, the performance is very, very faster. So when you are working with the CRUD operations, that time the performance is very, very faster due to this virtual DOM. Okay, so this concept is not there in Angular also. Is it clear? That is one of the advantages we have in this React compared with Angular. Angular supports single page application. Angular supports directives, but in Angular we don't have virtual DOM concept. Okay, only React is providing here. Next one here, React supports. Okay, yes. JSX format. Yeah, it is also not available in Angular. It is supporting JSX format. What is the meaning of JSX? JSX stands for JavaScript XML. What is that meaning here? Yes, we can write the JavaScript and HTML as one group. Means nothing is there. We can easily place the HTML controls inside the JavaScript. What happens generally if I write the HTML tags inside the JavaScript, it raises the error message. Yes, if you write the HTML tags inside the JavaScript, it raises the error message. But in this scenario, with the help of JSX format, we can place the HTML controls inside the JavaScript. So here, a logic you are executing, that logic result you want to display on the heading tag or paragraph. Then logics we are writing separately and paragraph tag we are taking separately. Once the logic's execution completed, we are executing some statements to read the data of this logic and display on the paragraph. So in that point of view, some functions are there like document.get element by d, etc., etc. But if you take the JSX format, what the benefit? Directly we can place that HTML tag inside the logic result. Then you need not worry about how to call this logic result to display on the HTML tag, because we are combining these two. Then when the logic execution is completed, the result will display directly in the HTML tag without executing any extra statements. This type of advantage we have in the JSX format. Okay. Next one here, supports many services. Services we are using in functional point of view. Just like if we take Ajax concept. To work with this Ajax concept, one service is available. Okay. If you take JavaScript, in JavaScript, you want to work with the Ajax concept, we need to write number of lines coding. But in this React.js, some services are available. So it is very flexible for us. Okay. Yes. JSX stands for JavaScript XML. I told you, I will show you that format. Okay. So inside this JavaScript, we can place the HTML controls. So this concept we are calling as JSX. Okay. So one simple example I will show you. Okay. Now here, for example, I'm taking JavaScript. This is demo.html which we created. There alert iMessage. Alert is used to display the message box. When I refresh, hi is coming. After that, app is there. This app image I want to place inside the script tag. Is it allowed? Not allowed by default. If I refresh this browser, now you are getting the error message, and image also not displaying. Message box is not displayed because behind the script, if you inspect, error is there. So here, go to the console now. Yes, uncaught syntax error like that. So directly we cannot place the HTML elements inside the JavaScript. But with the help of JSX format, okay, we can place the HTML controls inside the JavaScript. Okay, so how to write the JSX format, everything I will discuss later. React is supporting the JSX formats for us. That is the main concept of this. Okay. Yes, like that it is supporting many services. Services we are using in functional point of view. Every service is performing one task. Okay. So what are the services we have? Everything we'll discuss. Okay. Next one here, React supports. Okay. React need to implement hybrid mobile apps. We want to work with hybrid mobile applications. Okay, in that point of view, we are using this React Native. So what is hybrid mobile applications? Yeah, it is nothing but the concept of creating an application, one application which is compatible with the different mobile phones like Android, iOS, Microsoft phone, etc., etc. Okay. For example, if you take Android software, if you develop any app in Android, it runs with that Android mobile. If you develop any app by using iOS, it runs with iPhone mobile. But my requirement is one app should compatible with Android mobile, iOS mobile, Microsoft mobile, or any other mobiles. In that point of view, phone gap technology is there. Okay. Yes. Phone gap is there. Phone gap also supports the hybrid applications. Okay, means if you develop any app in phone gap, that app runs under Android, iOS, and other mobiles. But phone gap contains some issues at the time of capturing the mobile components like camera and other components. React Native is coming with this concept here. So once you develop any application with React Native, so that app is running under all mobile phones devices. Coding is React coding only, and Native is providing some additional libraries to capture the resources of mobile devices. Coding is React coding only, but Native is providing some libraries So to access the mobile components, everything. Yes, we are covering here a React. We are not touching that React native. Okay, but anyhow, if you're familiar with this React coding, so next level you can go with that React native to develop the cross mobile applications. Is it clear? Yes. Next one here, React supports Redux concept. Yeah, Redux means it is very new for you. It is state container. So by default, for maintaining the state of applications, we are using state management objects like cookies, local storage, session storage, like that. I think some people heard about this. Yes. So Redux is also similar concept here. We can use this Redux to maintain the state of application, but the main advantage of Redux is compared with the state management objects, it is providing many more features. So I will discuss with you what the features available, everything here. Okay. Next one here, coding is very simple. Okay. So compare with this JavaScript, React coding is very, very simple. Next one supports data binding concept. Yeah, this concept is also available in Angular, data binding. So data binding means, what is the concept of this data binding? Data means nothing but a variable. That variable directly we are linking with HTML control. This concept we are calling as data binding. We can link the variable with HTML control. So what is the benefit of this linking? Is what are the modifications we are performing on the variable? Those modifications will directly apply on the HTML controls. This is the concept of data binding. It is clear? Yes. It supports the data binding concept. So how to work with this data binding, everything we'll discuss. In JavaScript, there is no data binding. That's why if variable is modified, then that variable result I want to display on any paragraph or a text box or any other control, we need to execute some extra lines to read the variable and display on the controls. But in this data binding point of view, we need not write any statements. Directly, we are linking a variable with HTML control. Later, what are the modifications are there? Whenever the variable value is modified, then automatically that HTML control is also updating with those modifications. So at the time of working with the database, that records, update, delete functionalities, it is very, very helpful for us. Yes. So these are the main features which we have in this React.js. Okay. Main advantage is simple coding. So single page application, data binding, and virtual DOM. Because of this virtual DOM, at the time of updating the data, performance is very fast. Like that, we have many more advantages here. Yes. Yeah. Based on these points, we need to discuss programs. Yes, hooks concept we're discussing here. Both class component hooks as well as functional component hooks like set state, use effect, use state, all these hooks. Get derived state from props, everything we're discussing here. Okay. The prerequisite is to learn this React.js is JavaScript. JavaScript is very mandatory. That's why initially I'm discussing the JavaScript concepts in JavaScript. So promises, bind functions, hosting. Okay, like that. Advanced JavaScript concepts are very, very important for us. Okay, so once these JavaScript concepts completed, then only we can go with that React.js. Because here JavaScript coding only we are using by consuming the React library functionalities. Okay, so that's it. First of all, I will start with the JavaScript concepts. After that, once JavaScript means not basic JavaScript, object-oriented programming. Okay, next one here. So I told you not this asynchronous program and callbacks. Okay, like that, lambda functions, all these are very, very important for us. Okay, and total course duration is 60 days it will take here. Okay, 2 months you can estimate. And in React point of view, we are discussing the all concepts of React. Along with that, database connectivity by using API services, Node API service. Okay, we are using here. So Node API services, we can connect with the database. So if you know Java, .NET, you can connect with those API services. Okay, that is the concept of this. Okay, fine. Any questions you have? Videos are providing with this batch. No worries in that point. Any doubts you have? So here we are discussing the real-time concepts, but we don't discuss any website with this. Okay, we don't have any project with this course. That project batch is separate batch. Managed tech project batches and I'm taking. You can join with that. But before that, you should know React.js. Otherwise, you cannot understand anything that project batch. Okay. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, I have only basic knowledge about HTML and JavaScript. Is it a good time to learn React.js?
Yeah, I told you right now you don't have any knowledge on JavaScript because I'm explaining the JavaScript concepts before starting the React, right? So that's why here, if you have basic knowledge, it is well and good. Otherwise, I will discuss the concepts of JavaScript. No worries at that point.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next. Fine. See you next class. Okay, you can leave now. Thank you. You will get the notes, everything here. Once the registrations are completed, to your mail IDs, you will get the notes, everything. Or else I will upload in the server. I will give the URL address. You can download that. Okay. Yeah, you can leave now. Thank you. Good. Yeah, I guess you're getting my voice right. Yes. So yesterday we have started this demo class and just have given an introduction part about what is React. Okay. Yes. So React.js is the library of JavaScript. So JavaScript is a client-side script. Yes. So client-side script means it executes with the help of browser. So JavaScript is very popular one. If you want to develop any website, compulsory in coding point of view, we are using client-side script. Okay. Now here, for example, if you take any website, yes. If you take the coding of website, we are using two types of scripts. One is client side, another one is server side, right? Yes. So as I told you in last class, client side script executes in browser, okay, and server side script is executing server. So client side script mostly we are using to work with the HTML controls. You want to apply dynamic functionalities. Okay, now here apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. Next one. So yeah, what is meaning of dynamic here? So by default, every control is static control. Static control means properties of the control will not change. You want to convert it as dynamic control, means at runtime, any control like image or button or text box, these properties you want to change, means you want to increase width or you want to change the text of the control, like that. Any properties you want to change at runtime, then we are taking the support of client-side scripts. And validations point of view, and to execute logics also, we can execute logics in browser. Comparatively, server-side logics, so client-side logics are very powerful and very fast because these logics are executing browser. So that's why client using the browser, right? The browser is located in client system. So logic's also executing in his system only. So that's why he can see the results very fast. Okay. So that's a compare with server-side scripts, client-side scripts logics are very fast. Okay. Next one, yes, to work with. We want to work with the Ajax concepts. Ajax is very important for us. So these Ajax concepts we want to work. Then we are taking the support of client-side scripts. So what are the examples we have for client-side scripts? So JavaScript was there, and next level of JavaScript like that, React, Angular, etc. These are the examples for this client-side scripts. Is this clear? Yes. Now, what is the role of server-side script? Yes, we can use to connect the DB of server. Yes, the main purpose is to connect with the server database. So database of any website, if you observe, so the database is available in server machine, not in client's machine. Yes. So in that point of view, you want to connect with the server database. Then we take the support of server-side scripts and to manage sessions like yes, example JSP, ASP, PHP, etc. All this comes under server-side scripts. Yes. So like that, if you observe this one, we have two types of scripting languages. Okay, means technologies we are using here to work with the web applications. First one is client-side script. Second one is server-side script. Okay. Client-side script is executing in browser. Server-side script is executing web server. So React.js is a client-side script. Okay. Now one use case I will discuss with you where we are using. For example, if you take login form. Yes, in this login form, in this login concept, when we are using this client-side script and when we are using server-side script, these concepts we are discussing now. Yes. So in this login form, first of all, we have to design form. First step is for designing the form we are using. Next one, validate. When user click on the login button, we need to check so username password contains the data or not, empty. So these validations. Next one, send data to server. The data we are sending means text boxes information we are sending to server. Next, check username password valid or invalid. Yes, if valid, navigate to welcome page. Otherwise, navigate to error. Yes. So these are the steps which involved here. Okay. Yes. First, we need to design the form. You want to design the form, then what are the technologies we are using here for designing purpose? HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. So by using this, we are designing the form. Actually, you are developer, you are designer responsibility this one. Okay, you will design the HTML templates. Next one, validating form. You want to validate the form here. Huh? For validations point of view. Okay, yeah. So client-side scripts we are using. Yeah, what is that script we are using here? React. So when validation is completed, the data we are passing to server. Okay. Yes, the data we are passing to server. So this data we can pass in two ways. One is using submit button. Another one is using Ajax concept like that. In two ways we can pass the data. Is it clear? So mostly nowadays we are working with Ajax. So that Ajax, everything you want to work, then compulsory client-side technology, that is nothing but in this point of view, React. Okay, yeah, React or any other client-side script, but we are working with React that we are using. Now, once the request is sent to server with the username password, then we need to connect with the server database and check whether this username password valid or invalid. In this point of view, so we are taking the support of server side scripts. Okay, yes. So what are the server side scripts we have? Yes, PHP is there, ASP, like that, any one of these, because connecting with the server database and checking that username password valid or invalid. If valid, we are navigating to welcome page, otherwise navigating to error page. There again, we are taking the support of client side script because routing concept we are using. With the help of this routing concept, we are taking the support of this. Okay, in that point of view, we are taking this. Yes, React means a simple concept. You if you take like login, so here validating form and sending, and in this step like that, in three steps we are taking the support of client side scripts. Yes, like that, any concept, not only this one. If you take any concept like registration concept or any other concept, most of the situations we are taking the support of client side script. That's why we have huge requirements as UI developer for this React. Okay, so around in web applications, 60 to 70% is code we are implementing with client-side script only. Okay, yes. So like that, React.js is a client-side script, and just have given introduction of this React in last class. So just I'm repeating that one. React implemented by, tell me who implemented this one? Yesterday I told you. Yes. So React is implemented by, you can send a message also. You can speak with me or you can send the message.
Jordan Walk.
Yes, Jordan, not walkie, walkie. Okay, L is silent here. In year, yeah, come on, 2013. Okay, yes, the current version is 18.x, 18.0.2 something is there. That is the current version which we have. Yes, yeah, Jordan work implemented in this year 2013. Okay, now what are the features of this React.js we have discussed? Okay, what are the reason behind this implementation? Why he implemented? So because to use in Facebook. Actually, he is one of the employees of Facebook. In that Facebook chat concept is there. In that chat concept, he wanted to work. So that's why he implemented this one. So initially they used it in Facebook chat application. Later they released this React as open source technology. Then others started working with this React, and many websites, Instagram, Apple, like the different websites contains, even Flipkart also they use this React.js. Okay. Just I discuss features of React.js. It supports single page application concept. The main purpose of single page is without reloading the browser, we can call the next pages from home to about us to contact us, like that one page to another page you want to navigate. So generally we are sending a request to the server and that next page is loading. But while working with single page application, all templates initially loading into the client's cache memory location. So that's why here every time no need to connect with the server, directly we can access the pages. Okay, so from browser, cache memory location, it increases the performance of application. I will explain you how to work with this single page application. Next one here provides many services. Yes, services we are using in functional point of view. React is providing many services here. Okay, so different types of services it is providing for us. So these services simplifies the coding. Okay, next one. Yeah, what is that? Supports data binding. Data means here nothing but a variable. Okay, so here generally in technologies we are using variables here. Okay, so at the time of development, software development, we are using variables to store the information like any plain data or object data or table information, like that. Everything we are storing in variables. Those variables we are displaying on the controls like table tag or paragraph or any other controls. Okay, now whenever the variable that is modified, again we need to update the table or paragraph. So for that, generally we are writing the logics. But if you take the data binding concept, so it is creating a link between that variable and HTML control. It may be table tag or any other control. What the use of this link? Whenever that variable is modifying, automatically that control output is updating with the modified values. Means as a programmer, your burden is less when the variable is updating. That time to present the data in the output control, you don't have any work because automatically that entire update, everything is taken care by data binding. So this is very, very helpful for us. Okay, next one. Supports many validators. Yeah, for validation point of view, these validators, I will discuss with you how to validate the form, everything. Next one here, supports, okay, many directives. Directives are nothing but different types of properties. These properties we can apply on the HTML controls. Next one here, virtual DOM. Yes, so DOM is one object for HTML elements. If you create any HTML template in browser, some memory is allocating. That memory we are calling as DOM memory. So now it is supporting the virtual DOM here. So here, what is the benefit of virtual DOM? So generally what happens when you create one HTML template, then that related template, the related template DOM is creating in memory location, RAM memory. After that, it display the result in browser. If you modify any control in browser, so according to the modifications, every time DOM is recreating. Okay, that is the default procedure. Okay, so every time DOM is recreating, that is taking some time here. So that's why in React they introduced another concept, that is virtual DOM concept. What is benefit of virtual DOM? And this virtual DOM, it is not recreating the DOM every time. What are the modifications done in the browser? Only the patch, okay, work is updating on the original DOM. Got it? Means instead of recreating the original DOM, so in which area, it may be text box or button or anything. So which control is modified, that part only updating in the original DOM. That entire caring is taken by this virtual DOM. I will show you how it is working, everything. Then you will get the more clarity in this point of view. So because of this virtual DOM, so React application is very faster than other applications. Even in Angular also we don't have this concept. In Angular we have single page application. In Vue.js also we have single page concept. And in Angular and Vue.js we have data binding. Okay, services providing here. And here validators and directives also available, but virtual DOM is not available in this Angular.js as well as Vue.js. Okay, and the next one here, JSX formats it is supporting. This is one of the additional feature in this React only, not available in Angular as well as Vue.js. So JSX format means, tell me what is JSX?
Sir, JavaScript and XML.
JavaScript XML. What is JavaScript XML here? Yeah, we can easily write the HTML code inside the JavaScript. So the JSX format supports us to write the HTML inside the JavaScript. Generally, if you place any HTML inside the JavaScript, then what happens? Error is coming there. but using the JSX, okay, so it won't raise any error. So means we can combine logics of JavaScript with HTML controls. So finally, any logic you executed, that logic result you have to display on HTML control. Yes or no? Yes. So you can use paragraph or div tag or span tag or any other control. So what is the benefit of the JSX format here? So directly you can combine logics and HTML control. Means when the logic is executed, immediately that result automatically coming in that HTML control. For that, you need not write any statement like document or get element by ID. These type of statements are not required. Is it clear? Yes, that JSX format it is supporting for us. Okay, next one here supports React Native concept. Yeah, as I told in yesterday's class, React Native we are using to work with the mobile applications. So the main benefit of React Native is so hybrid mobile application we can implement. Hybrid mobile application means what is that? A single application supports any mobile or technology like Android, iOS, and the next one Microsoft, etc. So we did not develop individual apps to run with Android, iOS, these mobile phones. Okay, only one app supports all these mobile services. I mean mobile softwares. So that is very advantage for us. So here the entire coding is in React only. Native is providing some supporting packages. Okay, yes, these packages we are using to handle the mobile components, everything. But in this session, we are discussing only React. We are not discussing the React Native. We are discussing React to work with the web applications. Is it clear? So once you clear with this React coding, then you can go with the React Native for the next level technology. Okay. Yes. Next one supports Redux. Yeah, Redux I will discuss later. It is state container. Generally, we have state management objects like cookie sessions like that. So same purpose we are using Redux, but it is more powerful than these cookies and sessions. More features it is providing for us. So and next one here, simple coding. The main advantage is simple coding because this library providing most of the logics, pre-implemented logics, coding is very, very simple if you compare with JavaScript. Like that, these are many features which we have in this React.js if you compare with the JavaScript. So these days, definitely. So as a UI technology, okay, programmer, okay, UI developer, you must have idea on this React.js. Okay, huge requirements are there with this React.js. So generally, if you take the job designations, so here UI designer, yeah, who is UI designer? Tell me. So UI design is working in which area? Yes, to design the templates. So by using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. Next one is UI developer. Yes, UI developer means who is working with client side coding. Yes, in old days JavaScript, these days React, Angular, Vue.js, like that. Next one, server side programmer. Yes, who is working with server side applications? Okay, like by using PHP, JSP, servlets, like that, different technologies are there, Django, etc. Next one, full stack programmer. Yes. So here UI developer is working with front end and server side program is working with back end. So full stack means who is working with the front end plus back end. Back end means server side. Yes. In front end, the technologies like React, Angular, and back end technologies like JSP, PHP. So who is working with both? We are calling as full stack programmer. So now here main stack is there. Yes. So this is high level programming. and very demand now in this software industry. So what is man? Man stands for, tell me anyone. What are the technologies included in this man? M is for what? Anybody have idea?
MongoDB,
MongoDB plus
Express.js,
yes plus
React.js,
React.js plus
Node.js.
yeah. So here Node is also one type of server side. So man means who is work with MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node. So that programmer we are calling as man stack programmer. Is it clear? Yes, means front end and back end both. So front end is React, back end is Node.js, and that framework, Node.js related framework, Express.js. And databases, generally databases are Oracle SQL Server, like that. Okay, those databases are available, but these days MongoDB becomes very powerful here. So like that, who is working with these stack technologies like, so technical stack, if you take here, MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js. Okay, so these technologies combination we are calling as main stack. Is it clear? And main is also there. Okay, main stack is also there. These two technologies has means these two stacks contains very high demand. So same MongoDB plus Express plus Angular plus Node, like that. So there is no Java or .NET as a backend technologies, and no Oracle SQL Server as DB. So here with the combination of Node, Express, and Mongo, front end, if it is React, then main stack. If it is Angular, main stack. Okay, like that. So full stack means anything in backend and anything in front end we can use here. Okay, so your job role is now you a developer. Okay, you are working with React, so you are become as you a developer. So after this, next step you want to go with, you can go with this main stack programmer, or else you can also go with as mobile developer by learning the native packages. Okay, but it is not required because we have many openings with this React.js. Okay, that's why if you concentrate, you can easily crack the interviews. Okay, now as I told you, React.js is completely depending upon this. Okay, JavaScript coding is everything depending upon the JavaScript. So that's why first we need to discuss about the JavaScript, and basic HTML is also required for you. Okay, that basic HTML also we need to discuss now. So here the main prerequisite is to learn this React.js is JavaScript. In JavaScript, we are discussing many concepts in advanced JavaScript, like here. So, I mean, callback functions, hoisting concept. Okay, next one. Yes, we are working with promises and async await. Okay, next one, bind functions, event bubbling, event triggering. Okay, and the next one here, lexical scoping. Okay, and self-invoking functions, like that. Different types of concepts are there in JavaScript. Those all concepts are very mandatory to learn this React.js. Okay, so that's why initially around 20 days I am spending with JavaScript. After that, I will start the React concepts. Okay, without knowledge on the JavaScript, we can't do anything with this React. And before that, just a little bit idea, 1 or 2 days only. I'm giving little bit idea on this HTML. Okay, mainly HTML input controls. Okay, and containers, non-containers. Okay, so block level elements. This point of view, which area don't have idea on this HTML, that area we are covering. And after that, I will start the JavaScript concepts. When JavaScript completed, we are discussing the React concepts. In this React concepts, we are covering the database with the MongoDB using Node.js. Okay, how to connect with the Node.js API services and MongoDB, and how to perform the cloud operations. These type of some backend functionalities. Okay, I mean, nothing but here. What is that? Yeah, some part of main stack also we are covering, but not complete main stack. Okay, so in CRUD operations, so update, delete, these functionalities how to perform in front end using React with the support of database MongoDB and API services Node.js. Okay, and we are also discussing how to work with the Bootstrap. Okay, and how to create the design pages, templates using Bootstrap, and jQuery integration. Also, I will discuss with you how to integrate the jQuery. These are the areas which we are covering here. Okay, yes. So this is the basic introduction part. Okay, now we need to discuss JavaScript concept. Before that, little bit idea I will provide you on HTML. Okay, yes. So before starting this, any doubts, any questions you have, you can ask me now. All of you clear? Harini, Rajesh, Ram Kumar, Sai Krishna. You have any doubts, you can ask me, no problem. Don't hesitate to ask the queries.
No, sir.
No doubts. Okay. So these points are clear, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me which type of applications we can develop by React.
Single page application, sir.
Single page applications means that is okay. So I am asking you, web applications or desktop applications or mobile applications?
Web applications.
Web applications, and with the supporter native package, React native package, we are developing mobile applications also.
Mobile applications.
The examples for desktop application, tell me any example. MS Office comes under desktop application or not?
Desktop.
Yes, we have to install in our system. Then only we can work with that. Tally software, yes, that is desktop application. Yes or no?
Yes.
Like that, which we are installing in our system to run, that comes under desktop application. And web application means, are you installing that web application in your system?
No.
Yes, we are getting it from server location. So that web applications we can develop here. Okay, through internet we can access from our server location. Is it clear? At the same time, mobile applications also we can develop. Mobile apps also we can develop, but that time we are taking the support of native package. With the help of React coding only, we are taking the support of native package. Okay, so here by using React we can develop both web applications and mobile applications. Already Android is there to work mobile apps, and iOS is there to work with this mobile apps. What is the benefit if you take the React native? What is the benefit? Yeah.
Sir, if you using React Native, so we can work with the mobile applications like Android, iPhone.
Yes. So actually, if you, yes, correct. If you take Android, by using Android, if you develop any app, it runs under Android mobile only. It will not run under iPhone, right? iOS, if you use to develop the app, it runs under iPhone, but not in Android. But means for every mobile operating system, the individual apps we need to create, it's cost high, very much to the client. So that's why client is nowadays looking for a single application which runs under different mobiles. In that point of view, one technology is already there, that is PhoneGap. Okay, PhoneGap, the main purpose is so cross mobile application, means single application runs under different mobile phones. But PhoneGap contains some issues. Now here React.js is providing the complete support to work with these cross mobile applications. Okay, that is the main advantage. Now client can pay money for only single app, no need to pay for many apps to work with Android, iPhone, etc. Okay, so that is very powerful for us. Okay, so right now it is not required to learn these native packages here. Just React packages if you learn, that is enough for you. What are the differences between React and Angular according to your knowledge? Tell me. According to idea. So React Angular purpose is same or not?
Yeah,
Yes.
but virtual DOM is not available in Angular.
Yeah, virtual DOM is not available in Angular. Next one. JSX format is not supporting in Angular, right? In data binding point of view, the React.js contains only one-way data bind. Okay, one-way data binding means just I will tell you, if you modify the variable, then automatically, so that output control, for example, serial number is one variable that I'm linking with one paragraph. Okay, means there is one link between that serial number and paragraph. Now, what is one-way and what is two-way? Okay, so not paragraph. For example, the serial number will link it with text box. Okay, now here data binding is created. In this data binding, two types are there: one-way data binding, two-way data binding. One-way means whenever the variable is updated, value is updated. For example, serial number initially 100. So when you link with the text box, then text box displays the 100. That serial number is modified with 200. Then automatically the text box will update with 200. Later it is modified. Serial number is modified with 300. Then automatically text box is updated with 300. For this, we don't write any logic because data binding concept is there between that serial number and text box. Now that is one-way data binding. Two-way means what is that? When the text box is modified, not variable this time, if the text box value is modified, then variable has to update with that modified value. Is it clear? That is two-way data binding. One way means variable modifications will affect on the text box, means HTML control. Two way means HTML control modifications should affect on the variable. But React supports only one-way data binding. Angular supports both one-way and two-way data binding. Now in React, we can achieve that two-way data binding. For that, we need to write the logic. Some logic we have to write. But in Angular, it is not required. Like that, some advantages we have in this React, some advantages we have in this Angular. But what the major advantage we have in React, that is JavaScript based. Because in companies, many programmers already work with JavaScript. They can easily shift to React. But if you take Angular, Angular is TypeScript based. Means we need to learn TypeScript separately. Is it clear? Angular is framework of TypeScript. Is it clear? But React is the framework of JavaScript. Okay. So like that here, easy means React is simple to learn compared with Angular. That is true. Okay. Compared with this Angular, React is very easy. But Angular is providing some additional features compared with this React also. But anyhow, those features we can achieve in other different ways. Okay. Anyhow, here, main advantage is virtual DOM. And the next one here. So JavaScript related technology, that's why we can easily work. JavaScript means almost very simple. Okay. So these are the main points here. Okay, fine. So I told you these client-side scripts mostly we are using to work with the HTML controls. Okay. Yes. So that's why a little bit idea is required on this HTML. How many types of controls we have in HTML? Anybody have idea on HTML? If you don't have idea, no problem. I'm discussing that concept, the required concepts in HTML. So it is not required to have complete idea on HTML. Basic idea is required. How many types of HTML controls we have? Anyone? Yeah, no, you won't answer this. You know HTML like image tag, text box, button. Okay, these are all common to you. But my question is, how many types of controls we have? Anyone? Yes. So here just two types. At least can you tell me what are these two types?
Static, dynamic.
No, all HTML controls are static only. There are no dynamic controls. To
Inline
apply
and
the
block.
dynamic functionalities only, we are using this client-side scripts like React, JavaScript, etc. Yeah, main things are containers, non-containers. As a UI developer, you must have idea on these containers and non-containers, okay, and inline and block level element. That is very, very important. So text box, how to display the text box, how to display the image control, how to display the button. These are very, very simple and small concepts. That is not issue, and you must have idea on this containers and non-containers. So that topic I will discuss in the next class, and I will give you the introduction of small HTML controls. Then I will start the JavaScript. Complete JavaScript is required. That you must remember. Is it clear? That to advanced JavaScript, ECMAScript, current topics means ECMAScript 2021. Okay, those concepts are required for us. Is it clear? So what is ECMAScript and what is the link between JavaScript and ECMAScript? I will discuss with you later. So in JavaScript point of complete is required. HTML, some basic ideas is enough to you. Okay. So because every day we are working with the containers, non-containers, and these controls. That's why when I'm using these controls, you should not feel difficulty. So that's why I will explain the basics on this HTML first. After that, I will start the JavaScript. Okay, fine. Tomorrow is the first Saturday. Okay, first Saturday means this batch first Saturday. So for every batch, first Saturday we don't have class. Okay, so that's why again we have class Monday, but next week Monday to Saturday we have classes. Okay, so 6 days week we have classes. Okay, but first Saturday
Sir,
batch we don't have.
hello,
Yes,
sir.
yeah.
Actually, I disconnected for 2 minutes. You said something. Can you just repeat?
Yeah, which when you disconnect, I don't know. Just now you disconnect, right?
Just now, actually, you said container, non-container.
Yeah, no worries. I did not explain anything about this containers, non-containers, because that topic I'm discussing in the Monday class. Okay. Just I asked you how many types of controls we have in this HTML. So just I written those control types. Yes, one is container, another one is non-container. Okay, what is container, what is non-container, I will discuss with you in Monday class. And what is inline and block level, those concepts. After that, some HTML controls I will discuss. Then we will shift to JavaScript. And after that JavaScript, we will start the React concepts. Okay. Yes. Any more queries? Fine. See you in Monday class. Okay, you can leave now. Thank you. In last class, demo class, just I have given the brief idea about what is React.js. Okay, so React.js is nothing but the library of JavaScript. Yes, it is the library of JavaScript, and we are using this React.js to work with JavaScript related functionalities, client-side logics, right? Client-side logics we are implementing. So client-side logics are nothing but those logics are executing in browser. I told you. So you want to develop any web applications, okay? Yes. So there are two types of scripting languages we are using. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script, right? Yes. Any website, if you take here, two types of scripts we are using. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script, like that. Now, if you take this client-side script, it executes, and server side script executes in server, executes in server, I told you. And here JavaScript is the basic starting technology to work with client side. After that, next level technologies are JavaScript, React.js, AngularJS, etc. These are the technologies introduced here. Server side scripts, you may have idea on this. Is ASP, PHP, what Python, all these comes under server side scripts. Okay, here. Yes, all this comes under server side scripts. Now, what is React.js? React.js is the client side script implemented by Jordan Waki, I told you, in year 2013. Is one of the employees of Facebook organization, okay, to work with the chat application of Facebook. Okay, first he implemented this React.js. Later he released it as means public version, means open source public version. Then everyone started working on this React.js. Okay, yes. Now many web applications they use this React.js. So I discussed few points about the advantages of React.js compared with JavaScript, like it supports single page application, data binding, and the next one, virtual RAM concept is there. Virtual RAM is there. Like that, many features we have. Just overview I have given in the demo class. So we will discuss all these concepts in our regular sessions. Okay. But before starting this React.js, we should have some idea on the JavaScript, not some idea, complete idea on the JavaScript. That is the main concept. Complete idea on this JavaScript. So that's why the prerequisite is to learn this React.js is JavaScript. So that's why initially I'm discussing the concepts of JavaScript. Got it. Initially I'm discussing the concepts of JavaScript. Once the JavaScript concepts completed, then only I will start the React.js concepts. Anyhow, one point you should remember, React.js, is it client-side script or server-side script? Tell me. React.js, is it client-side script or server-side script?
Client side.
Yeah, client-side script. So client-side script means the script which is executing in the client's system. Client means who is client? The person who is accessing our website. So that person we are calling as client. That client is using browser to access the website, like Chrome or Firefox or any other browser, right? So this browser contains interpreters to execute the client-side script. For example, Facebook, if you take here. So Facebook website is located in server machine, that Facebook server machine. So in your computer, if you open any browser and type facebook.com, then you will become as client of Facebook, and that Facebook web page is downloading into your browser in your system through internet connection. In that Facebook home page, client-side script is there, as well as server-side coding is also there. So client-side script, entire client-side script is downloading into your browser. Okay, at the time of calling that Facebook website, if you type www.facebook.com, then what is happening? Home page is loading. Facebook home page is loading. At the time of loading this home page, entire client-side script is downloading into your browser, and in your browser it is executing with the help of interpreters. Server-side script, if you take here, like Java, JSP or PHP, ASP, these scripts are executing server. Only result is downloading into the browser. So according to the execution location, we are calling these scripts as client-side scripts as well as server-side scripts. Is it clear? Yes. So React.js is a client-side script. Now, if we take client-side scripts, what are the operations we can do with this client-side scripts? Already I discussed this point. So definitely you will get one doubt. Yes. Yeah. Where we are using this client-side scripts and where we are using server-side scripts. Anyhow, both we are using in web application development, websites development point of view. So you want to perform any front-end logics, you want to execute any front-end logics. Okay, in that point of we are using client-side scripts. Any server-side logics, then we are taking the support of server-side scripts. For example, here HTML controls are there. Those HTML controls are static controls or dynamic controls. Yes, static controls means at the time of designing the website, you are taking one image control. That image control you given width some 100 pixels, height is 200 pixels. Once you load that web page, image is displaying with width 100 pixels and height 200 pixels. After loaded, you want to change the width and height of this image. That is not possible by default because HTML image control is static control. Not only image control, all controls are static controls. Is it clear? Now you want to convert this control as dynamic, means at runtime, once the control is loaded in browser, after that you want to change the properties, any property. So image control width property or SRC property or other controls like text box control, some properties you want to change, or button control, some properties you want to change. Like that, all these controls properties you want to change at runtime. Then we are taking the support of this client-side script. Okay, so here the point is to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. That is the first point. Yes. Why we are using client-side scripts? Compulsory, this is interview question. You must remember this one. So here we are discussing many interview questions and many real-time examples. Okay. So here, after some concepts, I will discuss the questions here. Mainly in interviews, they are covering JavaScript questions. Okay, 70 to 80% JavaScript questions they're asking. That's why you must concentrate a lot in JavaScript. Okay, and in React point of view, okay, life cycle hooks are there. Those life cycle hooks and class component, functional component, and API service calling. All these concepts are very important for us. So first of all, here definitely one question will raise: what is use of client-side script? Where we are using client-side scripts? The first point is to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML controls. That's the first point. Second point, to validate controls. Next point, to validation means what is that text box empty or not? Okay, if text box contains any value, password retype password contains some data. Okay, that data is same or different data. Email ID format is valid. So these type of validations you can perform here. Okay, next one here, executes logics in browser. Yeah, so not only for validations, not only for dynamic functionalities and HTML controls, we are also using to execute some logics in browser. For example, calculator program you want to implement. That calculator program you can develop by using server-side script or client-side script. But what is the benefit if you develop using client-side script? That logic is executed in browser. So when user perform any calculations, so he can easily get the result very fast because that script is executing in his system only. No need to go to the server to get the result. Yes, in case if it is server-side script, if logic is implemented, calculations logics are implemented in server-side script, then for every button click, means plus operator, minus operator, whatever it may be, for every button click, the request is going to the server, then the logic is executing and response is coming back to the browser. But in client-side script point of view, you need to go to the server to get the result. That's why which results user can see fast, client-side script results. Yes, so many logics we are implementing in web applications by using this client-side script. Next one here, to work with Ajax concept. This is very important. So these days, we are sending the request to the server in the form of Ajax and API services if you want to call. So that time also we are using Ajax. So like that in many areas we are using Ajax. So then also client side scripts like that. Please all of you keep in mute mode if you don't ask me any questions because some noise is coming from your side. Please keep in mute mode. Yes. Okay, now here these are the main reasons why we are using client-side scripts. Initially, in companies, programmers developed the applications by using JavaScript, okay, in client-side point of view, coding point of view. But from past few years, okay, so programmers concentrated on the React.js because React.js is providing more features than JavaScript, like single-page application, data binding, okay, virtual DOM, like that many advanced concepts are introduced in this React.js. I will discuss all these concepts here, no worries in that point of view. Okay, yes, fine. Yeah, we are providing the recording sessions, everyday recording session we are providing here. Okay, you can access. Okay, once you register with the management, okay, once after the registration completed, you will get the link for the recording sessions, as well as we are also providing a material, everyday class material, notes, as well as programs also we are providing. No worries that point of view. Okay, yes, fine. Now here, before starting this React.js, what the prerequisite is, I told in last class, JavaScript is required. So complete JavaScript we need to discuss, like closures. Okay, next one here, asynchronous programming. Okay, and APIs in JavaScript. Okay, bind functionalities, event bubbling, event trickling, hoisting. Okay, like that many concepts are available. Okay, promises, async await, all these concepts are very important to work with this React.js. Yes, so in this batch there is no project. Okay, it is project based batch. Okay, but we don't develop the end-to-end project here. We are discussing the concepts, that concept related small applications where we are using in real time. We are discussing. Okay, you want to attend end-to-end project with payment integration, SMS integration, like that, this type of shopping cart project or any other project. So I am starting the main stack classes. You can join there, but to attend that main stack project batch, compulsory React knowledge is required. Once you finish this batch, then only you are eligible to join with the project batch. Because in that project batch, I am not discussing the concepts of React. I am discussing how to use these concepts, which already discussing in the normal sessions. Is it clear? So this is project oriented batch. Okay, so we are discussing one concept and I will explain to you. Okay, where we are using these concepts, everything here. Yes, in the application, and based on that concept wise, small applications we are implementing. Okay, yes. So here you don't have 45 days. Can you provide in 7 days? Okay, yeah. So here 7 days classes don't attend here because I am not, actually it is highly impossible to finish the course in 7 days, and also it is highly impossible to finish the course in 45 days. Remember that one. So duration is 60 days. Is it clear? So in day one class only I'm telling to you, according to your wish you can join or not, but the duration is 60 days because we need to cover both JavaScript concepts as well as React.js concepts. So many concepts are there in this React.js. Okay, how can I finish it off within the 45 days? Not possible. Yes, yeah. And project course I will start after 20 or 25 days for this batch. Okay, I'm planning to start that one. So I will announce, okay, when I am going to start this project batch, definitely I will announce to you. So, but as I told you, to attend this project, compulsory this React.js knowledge is required. Okay, yes. So we are starting with JavaScript. Before the JavaScript, just I'm giving the little bit introduction of HTML. Yes, yeah. I'm asking you 2 or 3 questions. What is HTML? Anyone tell me? What is HTML?
It's a hypertext markup language to create
Not
web
asking
pages.
you the full form of HTML.
To create web pages.
To create web pages means what we can do with HTML.
To create static web pages.
Yeah, to create static, what it is providing? HTML is providing what?
It provides instruction to browser. It provides instruction to browser.
Yeah. So here HTML is providing elements. Okay, elements. So those elements we are providing the form of tags. Those tags are nothing but instructions to the browser to display the respective control. For example, img is one element in HTML. Okay, that img is telling to the browser to display image control. Is it clear? So that is one instruction we are passing to browser. Like that input is there. So input type is called text if I give. So it is telling to the browser to display the text box. Like that, simple sentence is HTML we are using to display the controls on browser. That's all, right? HTML we are using to display the controls on browser. Actually here, our concept is related to HTML. So React is related to HTML. Okay, because we are working on the HTML controls and entire coding is depending upon the JavaScript. That's why we must have idea on these 2 technologies. JavaScript complete knowledge is required. HTML in controls point of view. So if you know in controls point of view, that is enough to you. Okay, so simple how to place the controls, that is enough to you. Okay, fine. So yeah, so that previous recordings you want, they will share with you that backend people. Okay, so you can contact with them. Once the registration is completed, they will provide you the previous session recordings, everything to you. Okay, or else you want to join with the previous batch, means one senior batch is there morning 7 o'clock. So there already React is started. So you want to finish this course in short time, you can also attend that parallel batch. Okay, yes. So for more information, please contact that backend team. So Durga's of management, they will guide you. Okay, yes. So HTML, it is providing some elements to display controls. Actually, these controls, how many types we have, that is very, very important for us. Okay, these controls we have 2 types. Okay, so here many people have idea on HTML, I know that, but which area I'm discussing now, that no one knows. I know that one also. Okay, so that's a concentrate here. So one is container, another one is non-container. So here, if you don't know about this container or non-container, so you cannot work with React also. Okay, because here React functionalities we are applying on the HTML controls. Some functionalities, is it clear? Some functionalities we are using for single page application. Some functionalities we are using for data binding. Some functionalities we are using to write the logics in browser. Some functionalities we are using to work with the HTML controls. That's why compulsory you should know what is container and another one is non-container. These 2 things are very important for you. Okay, so here display the text box, display the button, display the radio button. These are very, very simple concepts, but the main thing is what is container and what is non-container. Okay, that's the main point here. Yes, yeah. So container, if you take here container, in your word, what is container? In your words, tell me. Container means it can hold general meaning. If you take some goods, right? Container can hold some goods. Like that here, containers in our web technologies in HTML point of view, container can hold other controls or other elements. Anything we can use here. Technical word is elements. Yeah, I think you already got some idea now. Tell me one or two examples for these containers we have in HTML. Table is one container or not? Yes. Yeah, inside the table we can place other controls like rows, columns, okay, and other controls. Yes or no? Like that here, body is one container. Yes or no? Within the body can place other controls. Like that here, paragraph is one container. Paragraph, inside the paragraph we can place other controls. Like that, div tag is one container. Okay, div tag also we are using to hold the other controls. Like that, span is one container. Yes, anchor tag is one container. You know, some people have idea on this hyperlinks. That hyperlink we can display, text we can display, or image also we can display inside the hyperlink. Have you ever seen hyperlink with image control? Yes or no? So hyperlinks we are displaying with image controls. Hyperlinks means the links we have in the website to redirect to another page, that is hyperlink. Like that here. So this is very simple concept. So HTML controls are divided into two types. One is container, another one is non-container. So container means what the meaning of container? It can hold other elements. Examples for the containers. What are the examples we have? Table, body, paragraph, div. All these elements comes under containers. That's all. I will show the program, then you will get more clarity. Okay, now here non-containers. What is non-container? Tell me. What is meaning of non-container? Can it hold other elements? Yes or no? No. Yes. So here non-containers cannot hold other elements. Yes. We can use to display some data or receive some instructions from user. Yeah, examples if you take here, text box. Yeah, text box we are using to receive some text. Okay. So, or we can also display some text. Button we are using to receive one instruction, like click instruction, like that. Okay. So non-containers we are using to display or receive some data as well as instructions. Inside this text box, we cannot place image control or any other control. Yes, inside this button, we cannot place any other control. Is it clear? So again, button, we have two types. One is normal button, another one is container button is also there. That I will discuss later. So anyhow here, generally if we take here two types of controls we have. One is container, another one is non-container. Is it clear? Yes. So this is very fundamental question in HTML. Is it clear? So definitely these type of questions they will ask in interview. That's why I'm covering here. And moreover, to work with the React.js, I told you some of the functionalities of React.js we are using on HTML controls. By that time, you must clear with what is container, what is non-container, in which point of we are using containers and non-container. That clarity you must get. Okay, fine. Now see this. I will show you this example and where I used this containers, non-containers in my website also I will show you one live example also I will show you now. First of all, open this edit place. Yeah, so right now I'm using edit place, but after a few days I will discuss the programs, everything with Microsoft Visual Studio Code, that IDE we are using. So here demo 1.html I have given. This is the first program which I am creating. This is HTML program. A simple HTML tag we are taking here, and inside this body tag. Body tag we are using to display the controls, everything here. Okay. Now in this body tag, for example, I have taken paragraph. Yeah. Paragraph is container. That's why here every container contains open and closing tags. Because other controls you want to place, then it must be a pair tag, PAIR, pair tag. Okay, inside this pair only we can place other controls. It may be some text or any other control like img, image control. Source is equal to mango.jpg and width is equal to, so something like 30 pixels are given. Okay, yes. So now if you observe here, this is paragraph. Is paragraph container or non-container? Tell me. Yes, is it container or non-container?
Container.
Container. That's why we can place other controls inside this. Okay, so let me open this. What is that? Demo1.html. Yes. So here, so where is that demo1.html I created here? 1 second. Just, yeah. So in my desktop, use files. Now this is demo1.html file here. Double click on this. Now you can see it displays welcome as well as this image control. Okay, this is about containers. Yeah. Now you got what is clarity and what is container and what is non-container. Now the main question is in which point of view we are using containers. That is the main question here. Is it clear? In which point of view we are using containers? So you want to group multiple controls as one element. Okay, means as a group. I want to hold multiple controls as one group. Then we are using containers. Once again, I'm telling you, multiple controls I want to hold as one group. For example, login is there. In login page, and I mean login concept, how many controls we are using? Username text box is one control. Password text box is one control. Login button. Like that, we have multiple controls. All these controls I want to hold as one group. Then we are taking support of containers. Now you can ask me one more question. Sir, why we are holding all these controls as one group? Without grouping also we can display the username text box, password text box like that. Then what is the advantage to hold all these controls as a group? That advantage I'm going to show you. For example, here, simple login form I want to display. Okay, so see the result here. Don't try to work on this program. Slowly we'll understand programming also. So I have taken one text box here. Input type is equal to text is the tag we are using in HTML. Placeholder is equal to something like username. Placeholder we are using to display some default text. Now you can see here it displays one text box. Okay, placeholder. Yes. So here just text is username. And one more control. PR is the new line for this. Password is the text box. So same like input. Okay, type is equal to either password or text, anything we can use here. Now you can see we have like this. This password text box. And in new line, simple button. Okay. Input type is equal to button. Value is equal to login. Yes. Now refresh here. So with this example, you will get more clarity where we are using, in which point of view we are using client side script. That clarity also will get here. See this. Now here on top of this, one button I'm displaying here. Input type is equal to button. The value is equal to show login or display login. Anything, some text I'm using like this. Yes. Now, what is my requirement? My requirement is initially I don't want to display the login form, username, text box, password, text box, this login button. I want to display when user click on this show login button, then only I want to display all these controls. Yes. So for that, we are using some styles. I will also explain you how to work with the styles here, but I am showing you here what is the main advantage of grouping. That's why directly I'm using styles here. Style display colon none is there. None means it will hide the control. Which control I'm hiding here? Username text box. Now you can see it is hiding. But what about remaining controls? Means in this username text box you have to place that one. And password text box display is equal to none. Login button display is equal to none. Like that, for every control you have to apply display property. Yes or no? Yes. So it is very hectic work for the programmer to apply the same property to all controls. If it is registration page, not username password only, many controls like email address, retype password, okay, like that address text box, like that we have many controls. For all these controls you want to apply same property, then it is not good program. That's why you should group all these controls. For this group only we are using div tag or span tag, like that. So here all these controls have taken inside this div tag. Now here if you observe this one, yes. So here this is one group. Div tag is one group. Div is container. Inside this container we have username text box, password text box, and button. Now here for this group I'm applying style is equal to display none, means entire that group elements I'm hiding. Now if you observe here, yes, all these elements are hiding. Is it clear? So that is the main advantage of container. Container, why we are using this container? Yes, to hold all controls as one group. In that point of we are using these containers. Is it clear? Yes. So these containers, different types we have: table, paragraph, div, span, like that. So for example, table, in which point of we are using table? To display controls in horizontal as well as vertical point of view. So paragraph mainly we are using to display some text information. Div tag we are using to hold the HTML controls like this. Span tag purpose is also same, but there is slight difference between div and span. That difference I will discuss with you. First of all, is it clear what is container and what is non-container? Yes. Now you can ask me the questions if you have any in this point of view. It is very, very important concept. As a UI developer, you must know about this concept because we are working with HTML controls. Is it clear? Yes. Come on, you can ask me any queries you have this point of. Sujit, Abhishek, Harit, okay, like that. Yeah. Clear now, all of you? Tell me what is container? Container means what is container?
Used to hold other elements.
I'm getting voice from only one or two persons. Whatever the remaining persons. So I will ask you questions frequently. All of you must give the answer for this. Yes. Container. Container means what is that? It can hold other elements.
Other
Right?
elements.
Yes. Niranjan. Got it? Piyush. Yes.
It hold data.
Yeah. Why we are using containers? Why we are using containers? To hold multiple controls as a group. Yes or no? To hold multiple controls as a group. That is the main concept of this. Examples for these containers.
Div, paragraph, body, table, text.
Yes. So here table, body, paragraph, all this comes in containers. Okay, all these controls we are using in our React. So because here on registration form I want to create, in the registration form I want to apply validations. So first you should know how to create the registration form by using HTML and CSS. Yes. So those things I need to cover. After that only we are applying the validations by using React.js. Got it? Yes. For example, database MongoDB we are discussing here. In database, table is there. So table records I want to display in my web page in the tabular format. So that time we are using table tag. Is it clear? And I want to apply delete functionality for every record, update functionality for every record. So that time we need to place these buttons. Okay, that's why here every day we are using HTML controls. So that is not a difficult task. We can easily understand those controls in our daily classes. Okay, but main thing is separately why I am discussing this container non-container, because at the time of designing these forms, so we are using div tag as well as span tag, these type of elements, table, etc. By that time, you must clear with this what is container and what is non-container. Is it clear? Yes, non-container cannot hold the other elements. Examples for the non-container. Tell me. Examples for
Text
non-container.
box button.
Text box button. So all containers are pair tags or non-pair tags.
Pair tags.
Pair tags. Open and closing tag. Okay. All non-containers are pair tags or non-pair tags.
Non-pair tags.
So here this HTML, is it pair tag? No, non-pair tag. Generally we should close with slashes. But div is pair tag. This is open tag and closing tag. That's what is pair tag. So here, do you know about text area? So text area, you know. So here in Gmail, compose option, if you observe here, the compose multi-line text box is there. How can you display that one? By using text area. Now you can see here. Yes, refresh. So this is text area. Columns and rows, you can specify how many you want to use. Now text area is pair or non-pair? Is it pair tag or non-pair tag?
Pair tag.
Is it container or non-container?
Container.
No, it is non-container. See here, welcome I have given. A refresh. Welcome it displays. In case if I give img source is equal to something like mango.jpg, will it display image content? No, it will display text only. Is it clear? So it is non-container. Means here you must know one point. All containers are pair tags. Non-containers may be pair or non-pair. You understand this point? Yes. All containers are pair tags. But if you take non-pair tags, okay. So here non-containers, if you take non-containers may be pair or non-pair tags. Is it clear? Yes, that is the point. You must remember. Is it clear? Yeah. So here we got the concept of containers, non-containers. One website I'm opening here, which I worked here, I developed. So this is something like openiters.com. Yes, yeah. This is the website. Yeah, this website I implemented here. You can see here, developed by Nalaxite Labs. Okay, that is my development company. Okay, so you will get the material from here only. Okay, so here in this website, if you observe, yes, this is one box. This box contains how many elements here? One image control is there, some text is there, and button is there. All these controls I grouped with the help of container, the div tag. Is it clear? Like that here, this is one box. Like that we have many boxes here. And here, if we observe here, so all these are different boxes which we have. Like that, if you observe at the time of working on the HTML templates, compulsory, we are using containers. But as a UI developer, your role is not designing the web page. Your role is applying the logics on the designed web page. Those are client-side logics. Is it clear? But you should know, so HTML controls, because when you know the HTML controls and when you know the idea on the properties of HTML control, then only you can apply the React functionalities on this HTML control. That's why just basic idea I'm giving on this HTML. Is it clear? Yes, this is about HTML containers and non-containers which we have. Yes, these containers and non-containers are divided into two types. Okay, so sorry, not non-containers. Containers are divided into two types. What are these two types? Okay, one is block level element. Next one is inline element. Nothing is that block level element means it displays entire web page, width of the entire web page. Okay, occupies complete width of browser. So div tag, if you take here, that is block level element. Table, if you take here, that is block level element. Paragraph, that is block level element. Okay, inline element. Okay, yes. So here it will not occupy the width of the screen. Okay, yes. Width of inline element is up to the content. For example, span tag, anchor tag, this comes under inline elements. Nothing is a simple point. Block level element is occupying the complete width of the screen. Inline element means up to the content. So if I show you the example, then you will get more clarity. So let me delete all these contents in this body. I will give you notes, no worries. Just try to understand the concept first. First priority is understanding the concept, then only notes. Okay, yeah. So now here, div tag I have taken. So welcome message I'm displaying here, or image something. Welcome I have given. This div tag is block level or inline element? Tell me. What
Block
is div
level.
tag? Is it block level
Block.
element or
Block
inline
level.
element?
Block level.
Block level means what the meaning? It occupies the complete width of the screen. Okay. Now let me show you that output here. Welcome is the message. For example, if you apply something like background color, yellow. Now you can see here. So complete screen is occupied or not? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
In case if you take span here, okay, then span is what?
Inline element.
Inline.
Yes. Now here you can see it is inline. So after this span, if you take here any image control, img source is equal to apple.jpg, width is equal to 10 pixels. So where you are expecting that image, side of this welcome message or in new line?
New line.
See, this is span or
Side.
sorry, this is inline or block level span tag.
Inline. Inline element.
Inline.
Inline.
Means is it occupying the complete width of the screen? No,
No.
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 That's why here it is coming side of this.
Side.
So if you observe here, it is coming the side of this. That image control very small size we have. Let me use that 20 pixels. Now if you observe this one side we are getting. In case if we take div tag, then image is coming new line because
New
it is
line.
occupying the complete screen size. Is it clear? Now come to my website and answer. See this Bharati Samskriti Utsavam I'm displaying. This is inline element or block level element?
Block.
Block. This menu is there. Is it inline element or block level element? This menu contains
level.
number of
Block
items. Block level. Here I have taken one div tag, and to display this one also I have taken one div tag. And now here, yeah, you tell me what about these boxes side by side we are getting? Every box is one container. For this container, so div or span, which we are using?
Span.
Span. Span can display side by side. We can also do to apply float property. That is another concept here. So anyhow here, containers again divided into two types. One is inline, another one is block level. Inline means that element don't occupy the complete width of the screen. That's why next element is coming side of this. Block level means what is that? It occupies the complete width of the screen. So this basic is enough to you in this point of view. So I will show you the controls, how to display text box. That is very simple concept. In our running flow, okay, we are using all these controls, then you will get the clarity. But this is the very important because we are creating the registration page and applying the Angular functionalities on the registration page. And next one here, one button I want to display. When I click on that button, I want to display the registration page, and another button I want to pop up the login page by using React. By using React, we are working on these concepts. So that time HTML is required. And next one here, so table data I want to display third operations. So in backend Node.js and server-side API services, we are calling those API services of Node.js, and database is MongoDB. By using React, we are calling those API services. So that time, these all HTML controls we are using. So anyhow, controls are very simple to discuss, but the main part is what is container and what is non-container. I think you got the clarity in this point of view. Yes. So this basic is enough to me. So next class, I will explain the controls which we have, the required controls in HTML. After that, immediately I will start the JavaScript concepts. So next class, starting 15 minutes or 20 minutes, we will discuss the required controls in HTML. After that, we will start the JavaScript concepts. Okay. And initially 4 to 5 sessions, I'm spending around 50 minutes time with you. Okay. After that, our timings 1 hour is the slot timing, 8 to 9. Is it clear? Yes. And 5 days a week. Sorry, 6 days a week. Saturday also we have class. Sunday is holiday for you. Is it clear? Yes. And minimum duration is 60 days, no doubt in that point of view. Okay. Yes, it will not cross than that. If it is crossing 1 or 2 days only, okay, not more than that. Okay. And I will give you the recording sessions. I will give you the material and daily notes. And next one here, programs also I will upload to the server every day. What are the programs we're discussing in React.js and JavaScript? Those programs you can download. And interview questions also we're discussing here. Yes, here no need to learn this HTML, CSS, JavaScript separately. Here we are covering all these topics here. So JavaScript 100% we are covering, and HTML, CSS point of view, you will get more idea. Not 100% I'm telling, but more idea will get, no problem. And Bootstrap also we are discussing here. Bootstrap also. Is it clear? Yes. Fine. Any more queries you have? Fine. So in tomorrow's session, we will start the JavaScript. Before that, some controls are required in HTML. I will discuss those controls and I will start the JavaScript concepts. Okay. See you next class. You can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, all right, sir. I am joining a new startup company, sir. He has advice from learning Vue.js, sir. Any Vue.js batches, sir?
Vue.js, no one is teaching.
Okay.
Yeah. Even in Amirpat also, no one is teaching Vue.js because the requirements are very less. But that is also depending upon JavaScript only.
Yes, sir.
Everything is depending upon JavaScript.
Okay.
Yes. You can inquire somewhere. Okay. Any other institutions they're providing Vue.js? I don't know. You can find out that.
Sir, any JavaScript special batches are available, sir? Full content of in JavaScript.
Yeah, here no need to attend JavaScript special batch once you are attending this React.js.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So complete JavaScript we are covering here. Yes. Fine. See you in tomorrow's session. You can leave now. Thank you. Yes, good morning, all. You're getting my voice.
Yes, sir.
Shashidhar Dubey, uh, Shashidhar, please stop your camera. Your camera is on. Please off that camera. Shashidhar Dubey.
Yes.
Your camera is on. Please off. Okay, fine. Now come to this point. Yesterday, we discussed basics of HTML because to work with this React.js, so we are working with HTML as well as JavaScript. That's why initially I'm giving some idea on the HTML and a complete idea on the JavaScript. That is required for us. Then only we can work with the React.js, because React.js, what is React.js? It is library of JavaScript. Yes. So just brush up the yesterday's concept for 5 minutes. So what is React.js? Tell me. React.js is nothing but the library of JavaScript. And that React.js we are using to work with the client-side logics. Client-side logics means the logics which are executing in browser. Yesterday I told you we are working with the web applications. That web applications, two types of logics we are writing, two types of coding we have. One is client-side coding, another one is server-side coding. As a UI developer, we are working with the client-side coding, and server-side programmers will work with the server-side coding. Okay. Now, if you observe this concept, React.js, okay, this React.js is client-side script or server-side script. It is nothing but client-side script, right? Yes. Now here, this React.js implemented by Jordan Walkie, one of the employees of Facebook organization, and in 2013 he implemented the version 1.0, and the current version is 18.x, means 18.0.1. After that 18.0.2, like that. So for every couple of days, means here for every 15 days or 20 days, new subversions are releasing. So the current main version is 18. So the reason behind the implementation of this React.js is to work with the Facebook chat application. Later they extended this technology and they released this technology as open source. Then everyone started working on this React.js. So this nowadays, if you take here in Flipkart, Amazon, and Instagram, Apple.com, all these websites contains React.js. Okay, so nothing is there. In old days JavaScript, and these days React.js. The next alternative is React.js. That is the concept of this. Okay, yeah. Now these are the basic points which we discussed in last class, and just have given overview idea on the features, like it supports React.js, supports the data binding, single page application, and many services it is supporting, virtual DOM, and the next one Redux concept is there, and the next one here React Native is there, like the different types of concepts we have. So compared with JavaScript, it supports many more features. Okay, we will discuss all these features, okay, one by one. But before that, JavaScript is very, very important. So that's why first we are starting with JavaScript. And before JavaScript, just introduction HTML I have given yesterday. So in yesterday's discussion, if you observe here, let me open Edit Plus. Yeah. Now, HTML. HTML full form is hypertext markup language. It is providing, okay, some elements. Okay, we are placing these elements in the form of tags. Browser displays the controls based on these elements. So basically HTML controls are how many types we discussed here? Containers. Next one. Sorry. Yeah. Containers. Next one. So what is container? Tell me. What
It
is
can hold some elements.
other elements? Okay. So
Yes.
within the container means table is one container. We can place the rows, columns, and images, everything inside the table. And here div tag is container. We can place text box button, other controls inside the div tag. Like that, span is one container, paragraph is container, body is one container, anchor tag is one container. So here can hold other elements. So why we are using these containers? What is the reason behind this? Why we are using the containers? Okay, we can use containers. Tell me why we are using to prepare a group with multiple elements. Okay, multiple controls. Okay, multiple controls. We want to hold as a group. We are using containers. So we can use containers to hold multiple elements as a group. Yes. For example, registration form. A registration form contains many elements, means nothing but controls. Text box, username, text box, password, retype password, email ID, like that. All these controls we are grouping as container. Login form contains many controls, like that. Every element contains every concept contains collection of elements. These all collection of elements we are grouping with the help of containers. Okay, so what are the examples for these containers? Div, body, table, span, etc. Non-containers also we discussed. Okay, we can use to display or give some data or instructions. Yes. Non-containers we are using in which point of view? Display or receive data or instructions. For example, text box. Text box we are using to receive some data. And here button we are using to receive some instruction. Okay, like that. In that point of view, we are taking the support of non-containers. Like that, we have these two things. One is container, another one is non-containers. Okay. Yes. So containers also divided into containers, two types. Tell me, what are these two types we discussed in last class? The first one.
Block and inline.
Yes. One is block level, another one is inline. Okay. Yes. Now here, inline element. Yeah. It displays content in a line, a single line. It does not occupy complete screen. So can you tell me the examples we discussed in last class? So one is
Div.
span tag, next one is anchor
Inline
tag, like that. Means here, if you take any other control on this inline element, for example, let me open edit place and save this program with name demo2.html I have given in the desktop. Yes. So now here I am saving the name demo2.html. In this program, I am taking span tag with the text here, hi message, and close this span tag. Okay. Now after that, I am typing ABCD. So this span tag is inline element or block level element? Is it
Inline.
inline element? Yes, it is inline element. So here and the next one here, ABCD, where I can expect this ABCD? Side of this high or in new line?
Side of this high.
Yes, now you can see this. So this is the 1 second. This is a file which I created demo to. Open this. Hi ABC coming side by side like this. Is it clear? In case if I use div tag, yes, then we are getting a new line because div is occupying the complete width of the screen. If I apply style, you can see that. Okay. Now here some background color I am applying. So light green I have. Now we can see it displays that complete width of the screen. But span is not like this, okay? Because span is not block level element, span is inline element. Then here you are getting the output. So that background color is up to the content. Like that, some elements you want to display side by side, then we are taking the support of span tag, or else in the different block you want to display div tag. So you want to display in the rows and columns point of view table. In future we will work with this table, and you want to display some paragraph text, then we are taking the support of p tag. And if you want to display hyperlinks, okay, then here we are taking the anchor tag. A, for example, href is equal to http:// okay. Here so anchor tag is also container, okay. It display the text, but it is anchor tag is inline block level. Anchor tag is inline element, that's why we're getting side of this. So what is the purpose of anchor tag? Navigate into another web page. When I click on this, we are going to the Google website like this. Like that, we have every tag contains own purpose here, individual separate functionalities and purpose. So for table display, table tag, and the next one, group of controls. You want to display new lines, then div tag, group of controls side by side span tag, hyperlinks you want to display, then we are using anchor tag like that. So can I place image control here instead of this Google text? Yes or no? Can
Yes.
I place the image control? Yes, because I told you anchor is inline or block level. Anchor is anchor is inline, and is it container or non-container?
Container.
That's why here ing source is equal to apple.jpg and width is equal to something like, so 30 pixels are given like this. Yes. Now if I refresh, then we are getting, 1 second, save this file. Yeah. And refresh it. We are getting the Apple image and hyperlink is there. When I click on this one, then we are getting the output like this. Yes, this is the concept which we have. Yes. 1 second, I'll connect with the charger. Yes. So like that, we are working with this concept. So now come to this next step. So we discussed about container, non-container. Now we are discussing, okay. So what is, what are the elements we are using in our React application, okay. So React concepts we are discussing. In this React concepts every day, so what are the elements we are using? So that concept we are discussing now, okay, fine. Now first of all, here we are working with this some elements. We are discussing about these elements. So those are nothing but text box, button, radio button. So how to place these controls, we're discussing, okay. Please keep in mute mode, all of you, if you don't speak with me. So when we are asking the question, that time only please unmute. Yeah. So now here input is the tag which we are using, okay. Yes, input. So to display input controls. Yes, what the tag we have? Input tag. So what is the main purpose of this input tag? We are using to display the input controls like, okay, text box, button, etc. Now here in this HTML file, so input type is equal to text. So display the text box. Now if I refresh this, we are getting the text box control like this. Okay, yes. So next one, button you want to display input type is equal to button. Now it displays button without any text. Want to place some text on this button, just we are using value is equal to click. So value is the property to display some text on the control. Now refresh, we are getting that text here. Okay, next one, I want to display password control. So input type is equal to password. So it display that password control. So actually we should end with slashes. Okay, even if you don't use the slashes, backslash, okay, not backslash, slash, it will work here. That is not issue. So now we are getting the password control. Okay, we are getting like this. If I type anything, it displays here. Next one, input type is equal to radio. Okay, something like mail I have given. Then it displays radio button control with text mail. Is it clear? Yes. Now I want to take one more radio button control here. Yes. Okay, now here, like this. Input type is equal to radio, just mail. Now refresh this, we are getting one more radio button, but these two radio buttons are selecting here because these two controls are individual controls. So you want to combine these two as one control, then user can select either male or female. So how can I do this? By using name property. Okay, now here name is equal to already1 I have given, and name is equal to already1. Any name we can use here, but both radio buttons name should be same. Like that, how many buttons you want to group as one control? Okay, one selection. You want to provide only one selection among 3 buttons or 5 buttons or 10 buttons. Then all controls, all radio buttons name should be same. Okay, now come to this, refresh it. So male, if I click on female, like that, it is working now. Okay, yes, this is about radio button. Next one, input type is equal to checkbox. Display the checkbox control. Okay, and next one here, yeah, we are using button tag also, like this. Yeah. So send something out given. This button with text send. What the difference between input type is equal button and this button tag? This button tag is container, so we can place any controls also, like image control or any other control we can display here inside this button tag. Okay, so sometimes if you observe in shopping cart application, so text with some image, cart image is available on the button. Okay, so I will show you how to use these cart images and other images by using font or some icons in Bootstrap. So that time we are taking the support on this button tag. Okay, it is container. Input type is button, type is equal button, that is non-container. Okay, fine. Next one here, I want to display the drop down list dialog box. Select is the tag we are using here. Okay, so this select tag we are using to display the drop down is dialog box. We don't have any options here. Okay, then I'm using option just like okay React. Close this option and option JavaScript. Close this option like that I've given. Means user can choose either React or JavaScript from this drop down. So these are the controls which we are displaying here. Okay, so every day we are working with these controls. All of you have minimum idea on these controls. Those are not difficult to you, so those are very simple controls. And here file upload control also we are discussing how to upload the files like that. Okay, input type is equal to file. Now attachments, those things how to upload. Now this is file upload control. Choose file. If I click, then we can choose one file from here. User can choose one file from here. Yes, that is the file upload control which we have here. Okay, yes. So these are the basic controls. Yeah, I think you're clear with these controls, right? So in HTML, this is enough to you. Okay, so not beyond this. Now we are discussing the JavaScript concepts. As I told you, to work with this React.js, okay, to work with this React.js, JavaScript is very important for us. So that's why we are discussing about this JavaScript now. So JavaScript, advanced JavaScript is required for us. Okay, advanced JavaScript is required, like closes, hosting, asynchronous programming, promises, okay, callbacks. Next one, bind functions like that. So Ajax concepts, okay. So Axios, and next one, XML HTTP requests, like the different types of concepts are there. Okay, so event bubbling, event driven programming, all these things, object oriented programming, ECMAScript standards, okay, lambda functions. Okay, so these are all concepts are very important because all these concepts we are using in our React application. I guess you clear with these concepts. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. So all of you clear, I think. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me now. Okay, so this basic HTML you understand. So no need to write this because every day we are using these controls. Okay, that's why no need to write. Now we are going to start JavaScript. Now tell me, what is JavaScript? Is it client-side script or server-side script?
Client side.
Client side.
Yes, client-side script. Okay, JavaScript is open source side script implemented by Netscape Corporation. Okay, so actually each name is Mr. Each. He is one of the programmers in this Netscape Corporation. Okay, so here he implemented the proposal of the JavaScript in year around 1995. Okay, so many people they're thinking JavaScript is implemented by Sun Microsystem because Java is implemented by Sun Microsystem. That's why JavaScript also maybe belongs to that organization. Don't think like that. Java is different technology. JavaScript is different technology. Okay, so there is no relationship between Java and JavaScript. So original name of JavaScript is LiveScript. Initially LiveScript. Before that they used it to call Mocha script. After that it is converted, later converted into JavaScript. That's all. So here name is matching with Java. That's why you may feel so there is some relation is there between Java and JavaScript. It's not correct. So Java is different product and JavaScript is different product. Is it clear? Yes. Now here, 1 second. Yes. I'll come to this concept here. The main client-side script is JavaScript. So this client-side script, already I told you client-side script we are using in web applications to work with the front-end logics, like you want to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML contours or validations point of view, or okay, yes, you want to work with Ajax concept. Okay, so in this point of views, we are taking the support of JavaScript. It is clear? Yes. Now here we need to discuss some basic points in JavaScript before starting this JavaScript programming everything. And React.js. In React.js, we are writing the JavaScript code only, and React is providing some libraries, okay, functionalities in the form of libraries. We are consuming those libraries by the JavaScript. It is clear? Yes. I'll come to this point here. JavaScript is loosely typed script. Yes, yes. What is JavaScript? Loosely typed script. What is the meaning of loosely typed script? So it is not supporting any data types. So at the time of variable declarations, we are using some data types like integer, string, boolean, float, etc. Yes, we are providing these data types. But JavaScript, if you take here, JavaScript is not supporting any data types. Explicitly, we are not providing any data types because it is loosely dynamic typed scripting. Okay, so here, for example, serial number is one variable. I want to store number in this variable. Number value is 100 or 200 something. I want to store in SNO. SNO is one variable. So I cannot provide int SNO like that. This data type we cannot provide. If you take C, C++ and other languages, we are providing the data types like int, string, float. Okay, next one here, double, boolean. Like that, we are providing the data types in other languages. But if you take our JavaScript, JavaScript is loose the data types here. Is it clear? So some people may have idea on this JavaScript, and where is one keyword we are using at the time of variable declaration. Yes, anybody have idea on where? Yeah, I think some people have some idea on the JavaScript. So at the time of variable declaration, we are using where, let. Actually, these are not data types. You may feel where and let belongs to some data types. Don't feel like that. Where and let, those are access scopes to specify the accessibility scope to the variable. For example, you want to create a private variable, we are using let. You want to create a variable to access within the function, we are using where. Like that, these are access scopes. Is it clear? I will discuss later what is where, what is let, and what are the differences between where and let. So anyhow, where and let, those are not data types. Okay, yes. So JavaScript is loosely typed script, and it is dynamic typed. Means loosely typed means what is the meaning? At the time of variable declaration, we can't provide the data types. Dynamic typed means what the meaning? Internally every variable holds one data type based on the value. For example, if I give where serial number is equal to 100, then internally serial number contains data type 100, but explicitly can't provide int serial number. For example, where serial number is equal to something like Scott, then internally this serial number is string data type, like that. Is it clear? So this concept we are calling as loosely typed or dynamic typed. Next one. So JavaScript is case sensitive. That is common point. So here, so every function available in the JavaScript is providing the specific cases, available in the specific cases. So we need to follow those cases. Otherwise, it raises the error message. Okay. So mainly following the camel case. What is camel case? Anyone? What is camel case? Do you know? Yes. So here, for example, one function contains different words. Okay, like this. Camel case means every word first character is capital letter. Okay. Yes. For example, get element by ID. Get element by ID. So get is one element. Sorry, one word. Element is one word. By is one word. ID is one word. So here E is capital letter, B is capital letter, and I is capital letter. So this is function. Okay. Function starts with small letter. Is it clear? Yes. That's the first word. There is no capital G. But if you take objects, JavaScript is providing objects. Objects also camel case, and first character also capital letter. Is it clear? Object starts with capital letter, function starts with small letter. So remaining all words, every character first, every word first character is capital letter. Is it clear? So that is the concept of this. Okay. So like that, camel case means every word first character is capital letter, but it is changing in functions as well as objects point of view. Object, if you take here, as it is 100% exactly matching, every word is first character capital letter, every word first character is capital letter. But in functions point of view, function starts with small case. Remember this point. Remaining words, if you take here, yes, first character all words capital letters. Okay. Next one, JavaScript is interpreted. Yeah. What is meaning of interpreted script? For example, here you are writing some code in JavaScript, like that many lines code you're writing like this. So 5 lines or 6 lines or 100 lines like that. Now, when I start the execution of this code, yes, so line by line it is executing here. Okay, line by line it is executing. Got this. Okay. Now here, in case if I get error in the third line, then it will not execute the fourth line. It will stop the execution and display the error message of third line. Once you rectify and re-execute, then only it is going for the fourth line. So like that, interpreted means line by line execution is there. Actually, this interpreted and compiler, two types we have. So compiler means all lines executes at a time. Okay, all these lines are executing at a time and displays all errors. So which one is flexible to the programmer? If I see all errors in single shot, so I can rectify those all errors at a time. Is it clear? But if it is giving one after another, it is somewhat heterotic concept to the programmer. So interpreted means it is not that much helpful for us. Okay, because only one error we can see at a time. Okay, so once you rectify that error, then we will get the another error. So that's why React is providing one internal compiler to avoid the issues of this interpreted concept. So that is nothing but Babel compiler. I will discuss with you. Okay, anyhow, JavaScript is interpreted script. So at the time of execution, we can use either interpreters or compilers. At the time of execution, we can use interpreters or compilers. But here the drawback of interpreted is performance low and only one error message it displays. Once you rectify that, we will get the another error message. Compiler is not like that. Compiler, it executes all lines and display the all errors at a time. So here in React, they are providing compiler, that is Babel compiler. I will discuss that compiler later. Okay, when we are start the React concepts. So now here, every browser provides Every browser provides, okay, interpreters to execute JavaScript. So here, every browser contains a JavaScript related engines. So JavaScript is compatible with all browsers, like if you take Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, or Google Chrome, etc., etc. All browsers support these interpreters. Is it clear? So for example, VB script is also there for client-side script. So VB script is compatible with Internet Explorer, but not other browsers. So that's why if you use VB script in your website as client-side script, then end user must use Internet Explorer. But JavaScript is not like that. Every browser default client-side script is JavaScript. All browsers support this JavaScript concepts. Okay. Yes. Next one here. Using script declaration style tags, we can not style tags. So using script declaration tag, we can declare JavaScript. A script tag we are using here. Inside the script tag, we can place the JavaScript and JavaScript functionalities. Everything we can place here within the script tag. It is nothing but, so it is also paid tag like this. So there you can write the JavaScript concepts here. Okay. Yeah. So here, what are the things we discussed? Same applicable in our React also. Case sensitive. Yes, JavaScript is case sensitive. That's why React also case sensitive. JavaScript is loosely typed script. That's why React also loosely typed script here. Okay. And next one here, JavaScript is working based on interpreters. React also by default interpreters, but they are providing one compiler for us to execute the program fast. That is Babel compiler. So that is advantage in this React.js. And all browsers supports this JavaScript as well as React.js libraries. Is it clear? Yes. Now here, JavaScript is providing many objects. JavaScript is providing many objects. So we need to start discussion about these objects. So window object is there, document object is there. Okay, like the different types of objects are available. And how to declare the variables, variable declarations, what is hoisting, what is lexical scope. Okay, what is lexical scope, what is closure, all these things we need to start one by one. So this is the basic information of JavaScript. Is it clear? Now, any questions you want to ask in this point of view, ask me, all of you. Any queries you have, you can ask me. Yes. So just I have given basic introduction. I will start the program with this JavaScript. Around we are spending 20 days with this JavaScript. After that, we will discuss React concepts, React, how to work with the React, what are the libraries we have, and React programming and database connectivity, API service calls, how to integrate the Bootstrap, how to integrate the jQuery, all these concepts one by one, we will discuss this React. Yeah. So Harni, Mahesh, okay, Piyush, Rajesh, Ram, all of you, Siri, yes. So all of you clear with this, Sujit. Just I discussed the basics of HTML and also I discussed the basics of JavaScript. Now JavaScript concepts we are starting. So in next class I will discuss declaration locations of JavaScript. Yes, yeah. And after that, hoisting concept like that, variables, declarations, functions, objects, ECMAScript concepts one by one we'll discuss. Yeah. So you will get everyday material as well as video sessions. So not yet shared, because once the registrations, all registrations completed, so then we will start sharing the videos as well as material. Okay, so I know, okay, around 10 to 12 people are registered already, but remaining people has to register. So once the registration process completed from backend team, then I will get that notification. So from then I will share the all details. Okay, yes. So course fees, everything you will discuss with backend team, Durga soft management. Okay, so I think you have some official mails from their mail ID. Their phone number is available for else. You can check in internet, okay, website, their phone number they're providing, you can contact with them. Is it clear? Yes. So as I told you, initial 4 classes, 4 to 5 classes or demo classes we have. I am spending around 50 minutes like that, 45 to 50 minutes. After that, our timings 8 to 9, 1 hour session is there. Okay, and 6 days a week. Okay, yeah, 6 days a week. And next one here. So total duration is 60 classes minimum 60 classes. So sometimes it is extending up to 4 to 5 classes. Okay, because according to the doubts which you are asking, if time is taking much time, okay, so then it will extend up to 5 more days like that. But don't prepare for 45 days. It's not possible to finish the all concepts in 45 days. Okay, yes, fine. So tomorrow onwards, we are starting the programming on this JavaScript. Is very important. Don't miss. Okay, because here, even if you miss one class, then that concept, then next class will become a little bit tough to you. That's why. So if you miss any class, better immediately go through the videos which we are providing. Okay, then you can easily understand the next class. But because of these videos, don't try to miss all the classes. Okay, because if you get any doubt by seeing that video, okay, at the time of seeing that video, if you get any doubt, so you cannot ask anyone. That's why better to attend the classes regularly. Okay, then it is very helpful to you. In emergency, if you miss the class, then go through that video session. We are providing all videos to you. Okay, yes. Hosting, yes, hosting in the server we will discuss. Okay, so how to build the application and how to host the application and how to, so that application, so what application I'm hosting here, then that application you can access from your mobile phones by entering the URL address. So that hosting concept. So hosting is different, hoisting is different. Okay, hoisting is one concept in JavaScript. Okay, so that hoisting concept I will discuss day after tomorrow. Hoisting means nothing but, so how the variables and functions are declaring JavaScript, that concept we are calling as hoisting. Okay, so that I will discuss in 2 sessions. But hosting means finally the website which we are creating in the React, how to publish that website in the server. Okay, that I will discuss at end time. Okay, yes. Fine. So in tomorrow's session, we will start the programming in JavaScript. I think you people don't have any more doubts, right? Yes. Thank you. See you next class. You can leave.